Hello, I'm Ross Downs. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law only in the states of Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi. This video does not constitute legal advice. This video is for general informational purposes only. The viewing of the video does not establish any attorney-client relationship, nor is it intended to do so. And finally, we do not wish to represent anyone wanting legal representation in any states other than Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi. Today, I wanted to talk about some of the risk factors for long-term problems arising from traumatic brain injury. Our personal injury practice consists of representing people oftentimes who may have hit their head or had exertional forces, acceleration, deceleration forces placed upon their body, head, neck, to such a degree or magnitude, for instance, in a high-speed car crash where a person may have a traumatic brain injury. A traumatic brain injury in its most simple form can be from anything from a slight concussion all the way up and through a major brain bleed or brain damage, etc. So the parameters of what constitute a brain injury is quite varied and quite broad. What we see in our practice, particularly with what's called mild traumatic brain injury, which is generally defined as a loss of consciousness or altered consciousness less than 30 minutes in duration at the time of the event, what we typically see is oftentimes the injured person doesn't even realize that they're having problems. Oftentimes in the first few weeks following a traumatic brain injury, the injured person may have orthopedic complaints and other complaints, and then the people around them will oftentimes tell us, you know, mom or dad or husband or wife is just, they can't remember anything. They're constantly forgetting things. They're having problems with focusing, staying on task, knowing where different things are. And so oftentimes in that situation, what will happen is we'll suggest that the people, you know, be mindful of that. Hopefully it'll get better. In most instances, a mild traumatic brain injury will recover and get better. But be mindful if these symptoms persist or last. Another risk factor obviously would be the degree or nature of the blow to the head. Obviously, all things being equal, the more severe the blow, the worse things are potentially. Another issue can be the age at the time of onset. Generally, older people don't fare as well as younger people do. Additionally, a history of prior head injuries. We all have listened to the information on the sports channels about concussions and repeated blows to the head, and Troy Aikman and others having to get out of football years ago or quit earlier than they had wanted to because of successive and repeated head injuries. So that can be a risk factor. So when an individual has hit their head, thinks they have a concussion or has been diagnosed with a concussion, one of the things that I think personally is most important is to get to a lawyer who knows head injury, who knows traumatic brain injury, who knows the right questions to ask, because personally I believe that oftentimes many lawyers miss it, don't even see it in their clients that have it, and the later that it's recognized, typically the worse it's going to be in the legal setting, all other things being equal. So an attorney that knows what to look for and can identify it with the help of the witnesses, the surrounding people that live with the person on a day-to-day basis is very important issues and factors to take into account. Thank you very much.